Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi class, welcome to the fifth meeting of creative writing class. And today we are going to talk about first lines. Okay, so class, in this week, you are going to start your short story with the orientation part. As you know, that orientation describe about the backgrounds of your short story, starting from your characters, your settings, and also times of your short story. But do you know that the most important parts of your orientations is your first lines? That is parts of a short story among other parts, which has a very important functions of your short story. It is called as a first line. As its name, first lines is the very initial lines of your short story. So why then this lines is very important for your short story? So let's check this out. Well, class, why then we should put a very strong first lines? Okay, as its name, first line means initial lines or the very first sentences that you put on your short story. Then why it becomes very important? Because it is a kind of a starter. If you have any kinds of relationship, for example, first appearance, first impressions is the most important, right? So it is also access with these types of prose fictions. In this case, our short story, we need to put a very strong and perfect first line to make our reader lastings, okay, to make them finish reading our short story. So, first line has a power to entice your reader to read your story, okay? First line can attract the reader. First line can engage your reader before even they go through the middles of our short story. So, by providing a strong and perfect first line, you can catch your reader. And first line also hooks your reader and keeps them last. As you know, a story, okay, a title can be so powerful, but first lines, it is more powerful because it is it is illustrates or give your reader first impressions about the styles of your writings. So you can hook your reader based on a single sentence of your starter in your short story. And this part, of course, took place on orientations part. Okay, so what kinds of first line that you can write down on your short story? It should first invite the reader to an image, okay? A good first line should play the reader's imaginations. And to play with your reader's imagination, you would have to give a clear image of your first line. It cannot be ambiguous, it cannot be confusing. It should be clear and really illustrate the image that you want to to provide, to illustrate the picture that you have on your mind should be delivered in a clear and vivid way to your reader, okay? For example, this is the literal one. It is the literal one. This is no it has no behind meanings. It is a literal meaning. It is one kinds of first line which has a very literal meaning. Call me ungrateful, but who can be with this acne and dark spots on my face? Okay, these very first lines, call me ungrateful. Katakan saya tidak bersyukur. Tapi siapa yang bisa bersyukur dengan muka penuh jerawat dan noda hitam di wajahku? Dengan memberikan this very first line, you just try to deliver the literal meanings to your readers that, okay, this characters is a kind of frustrated one. You can imagine that this character has this acne full of acne on her face and then dark spots. We can imagine that this girl or this woman is very ugly. Okay, it is clear, and you can provide a clear imagination, clear image of your characters through your first line. Okay. Next, your first line should surprise the reader. Okay, you should give them a surprise, even only in a single sentence. Even it is only by your very first sentence, you can surprise your reader. For example, this is your first sentence on your short story. I can imagine that this is I don't know if I try to imagine that my story is about conflicts between husbands and wife, like we have discussed last week. But the conflicts is the husbands which pass away. Okay. And then the very initial or the very first line says like this: my husband was dead and we were the killers. Okay. So okay, there is nothing's new or nothing's surprise, nothing's to be too shock about someone which dead or passed away. But then there is a following phrases like, and we were the killers. So, wow. Siapa nih we-nya gitu? Who are the we here? So, who are the killers? Wow, it is multiple, or it is a group of people who murdered someone, or what? So this element of surprise is provided by only a single sentence. Okay. So now I would like to give you several examples, several styles that you can choose, or can be your idea for your first line letter. You can put your first line to illustrate the current setting or situation, for example. I don't know. I wrote down these sentences by imagining that there is a wife which was crying in the raining, because there is no more dramatic cryings except someone's crying in the middle of the rain. So you can illustrate the current settings or situations by using your first line. Your first line can illustrate the current setting or situation. Yeah. Okay. Perfect timing. It is super cloudy outside. I can tell that it's gonna be raining in seconds. Okay. Let's drop our tears together, Sky. Okay. Waktu yang sempurna. Mendung di luar. Dan aku bisa tahu bahwa sebentar lagi akan hujan. Mari menangis bersama. Langit. Something's like that. Okay? So you can illustrate the situations. I can imagine that it's super cloudy and it started to rain, and the raindrops started to touch the our earth. And then the feelings, the sadness, the pains Yeah, it just become one. Okay, some things like that. Okay, and next you can write down your first line by illustrating the physical appearance of your characters. For example, it can be if we talk about physical, also of course it's gonna be so literal. There is no meaning behind the meaning. It's really literal meaning. Okay, that's the example. Call me Maya. With all this beautiful face and perfect body I have, Daniel was the first guy who rejected me bad. Panggil aku Maya. Dengan wajah cantik dan kesempurnaan tubuh yang aku punya, Daniel adalah laki-laki pertama yang menolakku. There is an element of surprise. That is an element that, okay, ada cewek cantik nih yang ditolak sama laki-laki. So what kinds of guy who rejected Maya? There is elements of, that you want to illustrate the physical appearance of your characters. So you can imagine that, okay, Maya is a girl. She is very beautiful. She has a perfect body. Maybe she is a model. His body goals. She has a body goals, materials, and so on. Okay, you can try to put your first line by illustrating the physical appearance of your main character. Okay, next you can also try to write down your first line by illustrating the current feelings. Okay, if the previous one is about what we can imagine, or the image of the outside or the appearance, this is about the image of inside feelings of your characters. I'm broken inside. It hurts me so. She gotta pay this pain more than she can imagine. Aku hancur. Ini menyakitkan. Dan dia akan membayar rasa sakit ini lebih daripada yang dia bayangkan. Lebih daripada yang dia bisa bayangkan. So, we can say that, okay, this is a conflict which started from a pain, which started from a crash and clash between a girl or a boy, or even girls. It's up to you. And then, it started, or your first line says about the feelings of your main characters has. So you can use the types of first line. Okay, and the last ones, you can also put your first line by illustrating the entire journey. So this is, you can describe the entire journeys of your main character, the entire stories of your short story, but in surprising and powerful way. For example, like this. I woke up this morning with a weird feeling. Then I know it caused by a stranger beside me, who is gonna be my wife very soon. Kayak, aku bangun dengan perasaan yang aneh. Dan aku tahu ini dikarenakan seorang wanita yang ada di sampingku saat ini, yang akan menjadi istriku sesegera mungkin, atau dalam waktu dekat ini. Jadi, so we know that this conflict is gonna be about a man who's gonna marry with a stranger. And the journey will start with that situation and will end by the man getting married with the girl, with that woman, with that strangers. Okay, so seru nih. So wow, it's fascinating. What kinds of conflicts does this short story have? It's gonna be challenge your reader to guess what is your story will take a flow. Okay. So, good luck with your first line. I hope that you can provide us as the reader with a powerful and strong and also beautiful first line to hook and also to attract and engage your reader. So that's all our discussion today. See you next week with the conflicts or problems parts. So keep healthy. Don't forget to wear your mask anytime you go outside. Remind the physical distancing and wash your hands regularly. Okay, see you next week and bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.